Welcome into Sports Talk at the Stadium, presented by South Carolina soybean farmers and their checkoff. You can learn more at scsoybeans.org. Pork powered by soy. Coming to you from Columbia, Missouri this afternoon, where South Carolina fell to the Missouri Tigers 24-10. The Gamecocks fall to 0-3 in SEC play, 2-3 overall. First time since Steve Spurrier's first year at USC, the Gamecocks opened SEC play with three straight losses. They went on to win their final five in league play that year. Not so sure this team can find enough offensive power to do the same this year. This was a 17-10 game at halftime. The Gamecocks scored in the first half on a 34-yard field goal by Elliott Fry. Once again, the Gamecocks get into the red zone, but they can't come away with a touchdown. They have to settle for a field goal. They did get a touchdown on a pass from Lorenzo Nunez to Sean Carson. It was 8 yards. Gamecocks were very lucky because the ball should have been intercepted. It bounced out of the hands of a Missouri defender, and Carson plucked it out of the air as he was running towards the end zone. The defender was backing up, had his back to the end zone, and the ball hit him in the hands and just popped up in the air. Carson caught it, ran into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Gamecocks were very much in things in the first half. They had a chance to add more points just a few seconds before the end of the first half, but Fry missed from 44 yards, and that was kind of big. It would have given the Gamecocks some momentum going into halftime, but he missed, and they trailed 17-10. They were also going to get the ball to start the second half, and that's where things came unglued in the third quarter because Nunez, who is a freshman, in fact, this game, first time in SEC history, two true freshmen started in the same game. And Nunez, who was fortunate last week against Central Florida not to throw picks, he threw picks in the third quarter. He threw three of them, and all three came in Missouri territory. And so when the Gamecocks had a chance to do something on offense, Nunez had his troubles throwing the football. It was one of those days where, again, he was very effective producing the Gamecocks offense. He ran for some big plays. He threw some nice balls, but he just made some mistakes in the passing game, and it cost the Gamecocks there. So they come up empty on four straight possessions, one to end the first half, and then their first three possessions of the second half. And Missouri scored again to go up 24-10. It was still a 24-10 game in the fourth quarter. Nunez got knocked out with a shoulder injury, and Perry Orth came in, and he throws a pass to Rod Talley, and Talley takes it in for a touchdown, 25 yards. Unfortunately, Pharaoh Cooper was flagged on the pick, and it's pass interference on the offense. He claims he never touched the defender. The defender went around him. Steve Spurrier was very upset about that call in the postgame. That would have made it a one-touchdown game with about 7 minutes to go. The Gamecocks couldn't get anything out of the drive after the penalty was marked off against them. They had to punt. They never got the ball back. The last 6 minutes and 42 seconds, they came off the goal line. The Gamecocks had Missouri backed up third down and long, and Missouri converted the first down. They did that all day, Missouri did. They converted 9 of 16 third down against the Gamecocks, third downs against the Gamecocks. And on one of their touchdown drives, on one possession, they were facing a 14-yard. I think it was a second and 14. Another time they were facing a 16-yard situation. In both cases, they converted the first down in the series and went on to score a touchdown on that drive. So while the Gamecock defense played better, they gave up only 299 yards. They had a tough time coming off the field on third down. They also allowed Missouri. Missouri came into the game only averaging 108 rushing yards per game, and they ended up with over 160 some odd rushing yards here this afternoon. So the Gamecocks, at times, they got gashed in the running game. John Hoke said afterwards when they had that problem, it was because they weren't filling their gaps properly. So the Gamecocks lose it here in Missouri. 2 years ago, of course, the Gamecocks came here and Connor Shaw led a miracle rally. The Gamecocks won in double overtime. There would be no miracle here today in Columbia, Missouri. And is there any hope for this team? That's the question now moving forward. LSU comes to Columbia next Saturday, and there's still some very tough games ahead. A road trip to Texas A&M, a road trip to Tennessee, a home game against Florida, Clemson looming at the end of the season. The Gamecocks have so many things to fix that it's hard to sit here and imagine now at this point that they can manage even a winning season from this campaign. Lorenzo Nunez banged up his shoulder in the fourth quarter, had to come out. He'll have that checked on tomorrow, though he says he'll be ready to go against LSU. Zach Bailey banged up his leg a little bit. He was seen after the game walking off with ice on his leg, but he was walking and everything appears to be okay there. Outside of that, there do not appear to be any other major injuries for the Gamecocks. Right now, their psyche is hurt. Their feelings are hurt because it's been a great run under Steve Spurrier. They've won a lot of football games. They have found ways to win football games over his tenure at South Carolina. They're not doing that right now. They're finding ways to lose games. And the question is, can Spurrier and his staff get it fixed and get it fixed soon? That's going to do it for our coverage here in Columbia, Missouri. We will have Steve Spurrier's conference call for you tomorrow right here at sportstalksc.com. That'll be at around 2 o'clock. And, of course, Monday night on Sports Talk, we'll talk about it with you, get your thoughts on where the Gamecocks go from here. Thanks for joining us here, Sports Talk at the Stadium from Farrett Field in Columbia, Missouri, and is presented by the South Carolina soybean farmers and their checkoff. You can learn more at scsoybeans.org. Pork powered by soy. Have a great weekend.